Big from 2016, and I'm waiting for the jacket. I see a lot of pictures when some other fighters took the jacket. Now I have to, and I will put this jacket in my garderobe, and it will be there many years. Thank you.
Over here. To kind of go off of that, Jeff said, it was a mistake back in 2016. Was that knowledge, did that bother you for a long time? And then how good does it feel to hear that from Jeff?
Honestly, it's bothered me because I'm always with the clean sport, and I always happy when the test, like USADA or other people come to my house, find me in the house. It's not easy to be in the location always, but I always happy when they come, when they test the fighters, because this is sport. Everything can happen, and everybody have to be clean.
Well, looking at your fight,
if we call UFC sports, this is mean like everybody have to be in same position, in same level, and everybody have to be clean.
Well, looking at your fight on Saturday against Dustin, you wanted to fight on this date, and Dustin was the man up. I'm curious, did you know at some point you would have to fight Dustin, considering he's always in the top 5 at lightweight?
Yeah, I always thinking about him because all his life in the top, on the top 5, and it's my dream fight someone like Dustin, who have big name in this sports. And I'm very happy because he is gonna be in my list.
Does it also feel good to finally get a lightweight it's not a rematch? You had the 2 fights against Volkanovski, and now you get to fight another lightweight that's also fought for the belt already?
Yeah, I don't like the rematch because you don't have new motivation. Always you need to find some new target, new goal. But when you have rematch, it's same, same opponent, did some like sparring partners the same, which one you choose, That's why I always want some new name.
And looking at Dustin since his fight against Khabib, how do you think he's grown as a fighter, or do you think he's kind of the same, just more experienced?
Honestly, he's the same, Maybe become more old, and he doesn't believe he can beat me. His coach doesn't believe he can beat me. And I know I can make this fight easy.
Khabib said he's expecting a finish sometime in round 2 or 3. Is that what you're also expecting?
Yeah, I will finish him because I'm in the different level. I'm a best fighter in the world right now.
Sean Strickland was in here, and we asked him about his opinion on the new gloves, and he didn't like them at all. He said he's curious who designed them, and it didn't feel like they'd ever been in a fight.
Honestly, I don't like too much because it's become look very old after I using 2 weeks, And I ask you if they give me new one for the training.
In terms of actually how they feel in the fight, how different are
they? Feel little bit. It's more hard, And but almost same, I think almost same. But when you try to open your finger, it's a little bit difficult. The new one is keep your finger close a little bit.
How many extra rounds of guillotine defense have you done in this training camp, if any?
I defended from guillotine today morning. We did some drills. Yes, I am not lying. I'm sure.
Islam, you said that you don't believe Dustin thinks he can beat you. So if that's the case, do you believe when he's in there he might almost try and quit earlier on? Or do you think because it's his last chance at a title, he might fight until the very bitter end?
Honestly, my style, it's a war style for him. That's why he can beat some striker. He like one of the best striker in this game. But we're not striker. We're MMA fighters, and my skills on different level.
For you, I'm sure there must be a temptation that you could try and fight him on the feet and prove that you can beat him in that world. But is it your job as the champion to just go in there and win as effectively as possible and do whatever it takes in whatever avenue you need to do that?
Yeah, I can striking with him, but I told you guys, if I want to make this fight easy, I know the way. And everybody don't know the way. Always when his opponent pressure him, take him down, he have same problem always.
He has said that if he loses this fight for the title, he won't try and climb back to the top again, and he may be done, in fact, with the sport after that. What would you describe Dustin Poirier's legacy if this was his last fight? How would you describe his legacy in MMA?
I hope he not retired after this fight, and I think he's one of the biggest name in this sport. That's why I respect him. I respect him here because he have a lot of crazy fights in this sport, and just happy to beat someone who have big name like Dustin, because for the legacy, it's gonna be maybe biggest name in my list.
Islam, right here. Kevin Holland was in here earlier, and he was asked about the possibility of you moving up to 170, and he instantly said that he thinks you would be champ at 170 pounds. What do you think of other guys speaking so highly of you already that have fought in that division, and could we see you up there in the next year?
Yeah, I know people understand because for the lightweight belt, I can be champion many years before. But the all fighters, I think, run for me, I always, on all my career, have problem. Fight someone from top 10, top 5, they're all high. But people understand, and all UFC or MMA fans understand my skills. And my style is a war style for everybody. I can be 2-division champion, and I'm waiting for this chance.
Hi, Islam. Charles is undecided about his future. He doesn't want to face Gamrot, and he's been challenged by Colby in the welterweight. What would you advise him to do?
Charles is a good guy. If I can help him one day, he can join with us to the camp, come to Dagestan. He have very good striking, high-level grappling. We can help him with the wrestling.
If he faces Colby, what's your...
I think Charles can finish him because Charles, it's a very dangerous guy, He every second this guy looking for the finish. And how many finishes he have, I think, more than everybody. That's why this guy have very high level skills.
Thank you.
Islam right here. Khabib retired after 29 fights. This will be your 26th. Have you ever thought about retiring on top? Is that something that you would ever do? Or
Khabib retired because he's not become old. Because his mother all his life miss him in the home because he travel a lot. But I feel every camp I feel I am improving. When I feel I'm not improved, I stay same position or I go down, I don't want to fight. But right now, I check my conditions level, everything. Every year I check, and I always improve. But I don't think about retired right now because I have some target,
Actually, one more, right here. We saw Dustin Poirier with the custom floral shorts this week. Were you offered custom shorts as well?
I will thinking about this because all this fight have some special short. I will thinking, and maybe next fight we will do some.
Islam, right here. You guys had Bilal training in your camp for a little bit there, and he said after working with you that you were the LeBron James of MMA and that Khabib is the Michael Jordan of MMA. What does that mean to you?
Bilal, it's our close friend. He always, when he have time, join to the camp, help us, and we've helped each other, He have good experience in this sport. He working with a lot of our team's guys, and good advice. And I think maybe he will come to Dagestan for the next fight, for the camp, because he will fight in Europe. And it's going to be easy to him come from US to Russia, training there a little bit, and move to Manchester.
If he wins the title, would that change your plans at all for maybe moving up to welterweight if he's able to defend it and hold it for a while?
It's a hard question, but I think he can beat Leon because, I saw how he's training. He always did like a lot of drills. When he know where he's not good, and he ask Khabib, ask other guys who is good in the wrestling or somewhere, and he always want to improve, And if he beat Leon, I don't know. We have to sit with the manager, with the team, coaches, and talk about this.
And just last thing, a little bit random question, but why don't you have a nickname? Like Khabib's the Eagle, Dustin's the Diamond. Has anyone ever tried to give you a nickname?
No, I don't want, because everybody have. But this guy, someone have to be without nickname. I'm that guy who don't have nickname.
Love it. Thank you.
What is the significance to you of having to be back in your corner? What does he bring that you feel you need to have him there?
This is mean a lot. It's like plus to striking 20%, to wrestling 20%, and to the plan. It's always great to have, I think everybody has said, Khabib in the corner, because I think he gave me good advice in a lot of fights. I remember with Gleison Tibau, he told me, hey, try to land a left hook. I did, and I finished him with the hooker. He gave me very good advice when I finished him by armbar. With the title fight, he gave me a lot of good advice, and always good to have Khabib in the corner.
And just a quick follow. Obviously,
it's not just for me. Good news. Everybody was happy when Khabib said, I will be corner. Everybody understand he's gonna corner them too, and everybody was happy.
In general, is there a piece of fighting advice he's given you that has stuck with you, or that was?
No, I don't remember one advice. Just the program, the discipline which he give us, which his father give him, and he just now he's a coach, and he make everybody training hard, follow the same discipline, and be patient.
Islam, right over here in the back. There were a lot of fights where Khabib could have come out of retirement and joined the corner and gotten back into the sport with you. But what do you think made him choose this fight to come back into the corner?
Because I think, number one, he missed the feeling, and I think he very nervous when he sit in the room and watching the fight. He always take care of us, and he want to help. That's why he's here. He's gonna be my corner.
Thank you.
Ислам, еще один вопрос про Хабиба и его нахождение в углу. Есть знаменитое видео, где он подсказывает, долбарик работает достаточно эмоционально. Тебе было бы близко такая манера подсказа или что-то более лайтовое, чтобы тебя не нервировало? Вот как ты обращаешь на это внимание, обращаешь ли?
Я всегда слушаю своих угловых и стараюсь слушать, и не даю им такой возможности нервничать или что-то там слишком кричать, чтобы я услышал. Стараюсь слушать постоянно свой угол.
Another question about Khabib and him being in your corner for this fight. There's a very famous video, a viral video, where they show Khabib when he's kind of almost yelling at you a little bit about what's the next move, what you have to do. How do you feel about this type of coaching? Do you feel like it's too much pressure on you, or do you prefer more of a light approach? And the answer is, I always try to listen to my corner man. I try to make sure to do what they ask for and not give them any reason to be nervous or to get aggressive.
Ислам, еще один вопрос по поводу Порье. Все боятся его гильотины, но при этом он никогда ей не выигрывал. Единственный, кто выигрывает часто им, это Шавкат Рахмонов. Ты понимаешь разницу между гильотиной Шавката и Порье, и что делает не так Порье, чтобы выиграть именно этим приемом?
Another question about Dustin Poirier and his great guillotine. A lot of people are afraid of Dustin Poirier's guillotine, but in fact he has never finished a fight with a guillotine. Unlike Shavkat Rakhmonov, who has finished fights with a guillotine. Do you understand the difference between a Poirier guillotine and a Shavkat guillotine?
Ну, я так, честно, не разбираюсь, кто ее лучше делает. Просто, наверное, надо подобрать момент, потому что удушающие именно в начале тяжело бывает сделать, но Дастин прыгает в любое время на гильотину. Когда он уставший, это вообще плохо идет. Лучше всего, когда соперник, может, Шавкат больше разбирается в этих моментах. Просто надо понимать вовремя, когда вот гильотина пройдет. Это, знаешь как, это даже когда ты берешь шею и на руке прилегает к руке шея соперника, ты уже должен понимать, пойдет удушающий или нет, чтобы просто лишний раз силы не терять. Но для этого ты должен очень много времени проводить в этих позициях, чтобы ты начал уже закрытыми глазами это понимать.
I don't really know whose guillotine is better. It's just that, when it comes to choke specifically, it's harder to do at the beginning of the fight maybe. But when it comes to Dustin, he'll jump a guillotine no matter when. When he's tired specifically, it never is going to work. Maybe Shavkat is just better at timing it. But really, when it comes to guillotine, once you get your opponent's neck to your arm, you should really already understand whether or not you're going to be able to finish it or not. I think that in order for you to be really sure of your guillotine, you just need to be in those positions and practice for a lot of times. You need to practice it so you kind of know it without even having to set it up. You just get it automatically.
Там еще один вопрос, не про бой непосредственно, а такой более жизненный. У вас в паре очень мало общего, но при этом есть одно общее, вы воспитываете дочерей. Как ты думаешь, в будущем ваши дочери могли бы познакомиться, чтобы твоя дочь имела возможность по-английски поговорить и дружить?
Question is not really necessarily about the fight, more about your opponent. So there's a lot of differences between you and Dustin, but there's one thing that kind of connects you, something similar, is that both of you have daughters. In the future, do you think that your daughters could meet and possibly be friends and maybe speak English to each other? Do you think that's something that could happen?
Да, может. Если какой-нибудь боец UFC там с Америки приедет в гости в Махачкалу, мы обязательно его встретим, если с семьей приедет, расселим, покажем кавказское гостеприимство.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if any of the fighters from the UFC want to come to Makhachkala, we will make sure to greet them. We'll make sure to get them a place to live. We will show them the real Caucasus welcome.
Салам алейкум, Ислам. Твой тренер Хавьер Мендес сказал, что если бы вы дрались Порье по боксу, то ты бы его и по боксу перебил. Ты думаешь, твой бокс уже настолько вырос, или он немного преувеличивает?
Your coach, Javier Mendez, said that even if it was just a boxing match between you and Poirier, your boxing is better than his and you could win him just in boxing specifically. Do you think that your boxing has improved that much, or do you think that Javier Mendez is kind of exaggerating a little bit?
Я знаю, что я могу с любым соперником драться на равных в стойке, там, не знаю, ногами или что-то такое. Но я не считаю себя лучшим боксером или лучшим борцом, лучшим грэпплером. Я считаю себя лучшим бойцом ММА на сегодняшний день. И из-за этого я могу и бороться, и драться в стойке, и грэпплить с любым соперником. Я это и показал. Я дрался с Волконовским в стойке, ничем ему не уступая. Я боролся с Оливейрой, у кого есть больше всего финишей. И я по праву себя считаю номер один pound for pound боец.
I think that if we fight with anybody, I can be equal, whether it comes to stand-up or any other discipline. I don't consider myself to be the best boxer or the best grappler or the best wrestler. I consider myself to be the best MMA fighter. So I've proven it before. You know, when we fought with Volkanovski, we fought in stand-up, and I did better than him. I grappled with Oliveira, who has the most finishes in grappling. So it's not about what discipline I feel that I'm better at. It's just that I feel that I'm the best overall MMA fighter.
Ислам, еще один вопрос. Раньше ходили слухи, что Хабиб перестал быть в твоем углу, чтобы не забирать у тебя славу чисто от твоих побед за счет своих прошлых достижений. В этом бою он опять в твоем углу. Это значит ли то, что на этом бою больше стоит, чем забирать у тебя славу?
You know, there are rumors about Khabib not being in your corner anymore because he was going to be taking your shine away. And he just wanted you to get all of the accolades and all the shine by yourself. This time around, he's back in your corner. Do you think that that means that this fight is more than just him shining over you, that there is much more at stake here than just some sort of popularity?
Наша команда вообще, мы никогда даже об этом не разговаривали, я никогда об этом не думал, чтобы забирать какую-то популярность, или мы здесь не для популярности, мы чтобы друг другу помочь, и если он видит шанс где-то, что он может помочь, может присутствовать, то он будет всегда рядом с нами. Даже когда он не был у нас в углу, он был полностью включен в подготовку, ездил с нами на сборы, помогал нам, секундировал нас на сборах. Ну, он взял просто паузу, отдохнул и вернулся. Он никуда не уходил, просто он взял паузу, отдохнул от всего этого, потому что даже если начну объяснять, люди не поймут, сколько он времени провел в поездках, помогая, сам готовился. И из-за этого, я думаю, ему нужна была эта пауза.
You know, our team has never had this popularity contest. It's not about who's more popular or who's better known or well known. Our team is together because we're able to help each other, we're able to encourage each other and move each other forward. So Khabib was, even when he was retired, even when he was no longer in my corner, he would still come out to camps. He would still be in camp with us. He just never came out to corner us anymore. But for him, it wasn't about that. For him, it was just about taking a pause. Because if I try and explain to you how long and for how long of a time he's been away from home, from his family, because of his own training, because of helping training other people, he just wasn't present at home for a long, long time. So he needed this pause for himself. It's not about popularity. And now he's able to come back and help me out with this, and I'm grateful.